Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome back to the stream here. It is Tuesday, March 24th, and today we're going to be going back to our open TTD game that we started last week. I hope you guys are doing okay. I'm doing fairly decent over here. So let's go ahead and jump into the game. Let me get that up. It's probably more apt to do that. There we go. And looks like the game's already started. So yeah, if you weren't here last week, just we started this game on the biggest map we could, and we're going to see how far we can get on, see how much we can actually build out from here. Now, I don't quite think I have game volume. There it is. I turn up my headset a little bit just so that I can hear the game volume a little bit better. Turn it up maybe just a little bit on OBS here. Maybe get some sound out of that as well. Yeah, so I've been playing a little bit of this off stream just to try to get used to it again. I started about a quarter size map of this just to see what I can do. And you know, it's not too bad. So what I'm thinking here, so we have quite a bit of we have quite a big city here, almost 8,000 people. So I think we might build an airport somewhere over here. Because usually, what I've found is the airports generate a ton of cash. And it's really simple to set them up. So we might go ahead and do that as well. Because if you look here, we have a massive map. So we're already starting to build over here towards Brunfield Market. That may not be a bad idea to build a passenger service, like a small passenger service between those two. Or maybe if we want to zoom out a little more, something like Great Murberg, that might be a good place to actually put our second airport at. So let's go ahead and do that. That'll be the first thing we do today. Go ahead and set up. We'll go ahead and let's get a little bit of room here. And then what kind of airport can we build? We can build a large airport, which I think that's what I want to do, because I don't think I can build hubs yet. No, so it looks like I have to build a large one. It looks like I can only build a city one. So can I squeeze this in here? If I delete those two roads, I sure can. It's right in there. Oop. Game's having some issues there. Trying to save. But yeah, there we go. Now the station and airport's connected. Wish it was connected a little bit better, like it showed like a walkway over, but I guess the terminal's on that right side, so they can get off the train here, jump into the airport. So that's pretty cool. So let's go ahead and set up our second airport over in Great Murberg. Alrighty. We'll go ahead and just set up another larger, because I think the small airports are, they're not great. So, we'll go ahead and we'll just put it on the edge of town here. I know it's not great for passenger generation, but that'll work. Then I'll build a little loop just outside of here. Just so I can put some buses that come down through here. I think that'll work out just fine. I'll put the depot up. And I'll put the bus stops in. So they don't really quite like me yet, but that's okay, since we are going to start serving them. Hopefully the local authority will start to like us. And what kind of planes can we get? This one, 90 passengers. That one's 200 passengers. Do something like this. It's like a DC-10. That's like a 747. That one's not bad. We'll get this one. We'll have it go to here. And then fly all the way across. And connect up to our main network over here. There we go. And before I do that, I'm going to actually clone this aircraft so that we can have two of them. There we go. And there we go. So we got our first passenger planes going here. Honestly, I don't remember how much these things make. I know they can make a lot of money once they get going. it's like that'd be a fun takeoff and landing, trying to take off over the city there. So we'll go ahead and get him going as well. I don't think he has anything on there right now. We'll go ahead and keep an eye on it, just because I really kind of want to see how much, how much they make. We're going from one place to another. What we'll do is we'll come over here. The town's not growing, and they really don't like me. So what I'll do is I will plant some trees. Like they, for some reason, that's what they like. They just like, nice trees planted. I'm doing it up over here, maybe on the shore here. I know this probably isn't, if the first thing I build is an airport here, and now I'm planting trees. Not probably the greatest idea in the world, but hey, I don't want to bribe them because that could backfire. Alrighty, so we'll go ahead and put our bus terminal just across the street so that we have nice one big connected town, or one big connected station, let's say. Put one there, and what we'll do is we'll put one up here, and then we'll bring the road around and down so that now they can have, it's a loop, down here, turn left, up here, turn left, right, and then back to the airport. I think that'll work. Go ahead and get some buses going here. I know we were using a lot more, we're trying to use more European style equipment, so let's go ahead and use that bus. Since we're driving on the left hand side, we'll go ahead and do it this way, just so that it should be a little bit easier on them. We'll go ahead and clone that one, and we'll go ahead and start it up. Alrighty. Now, also from last time, people suggested I should actually add in some AI. I did download a couple of them, so we'll see if looks like there's one. They had some issues with that one, so that one I don't think is actually one that's in the game, but there should be at least 2 joining. Let me double check and make sure. Yeah, so I actually have at least 1, or at least have 2 joining. So it would be interesting to see how that goes as well. I'm trying to look for one of our planes. There he is, or one of them, right down here in the corner. There we go. I wanted to see how much money we're going to make off this before we move on, because I'm just kind of curious. I know in my other playthrough I had him going about halfway across the map, and I could get from like a 747 about 300 or 400 passengers. I would get about $80,000. So, we'll see how much this one makes. Hopefully it's quite a bit of money, so we can we don't have to worry about too much money anymore. You don't realize how big this map really is until you start building things like airports, stuff like that, and how massive some of these places can be. So let's see how much money we make from this guy. He said never to maintenance first, which kind of stinks, but that's okay. And maintenance, he's back out. We'll have the second plane arriving as well, so we can see both planes, see how much money we make there. We only made about $7,500, which is not terrible. I just kind of wish we could make just a little bit more, though. And maybe we just haven't quite got this established enough. The other one I had, the airport I had was a pretty established one, so that one's 14 grand, so that one's not too bad either. Let's see what else can we do for Greater Mirberg. Well, at least the town's growing now, so that's a good thing. They still are not a big fan of me, but that's okay. I think we'll be okay with just the buses for now, because I don't see... They have a farm out here, but I don't see really anything that we could take it to. Maybe down to this factory. Could do something like that, just to kind of help out. But that... Oop, game saving. That is considered Rudham, so I'm not I'm not really too inclined to use that one. But I think we'll be okay for what we got right now. Step back just a little bit here. let's see, what else can we be doing? I'm thinking about we can start our passenger line up towards Brenningfield Market. Um, it's we have a station here, so what I'm thinking is either we can make like a branch, like put a third platform in here, and make like a bay platform for this line, and start it going north while we have this one going, or kind of northeast, or northwest. I'm sorry, while this one goes northeast. I think that might be the best solution for now. And then we might be able to actually sneak. And we have this train line here, but I think we can turn our main line to just to the north and then to the northeast, and then have a line going up this way towards the market. But we'll see here. I think I want to start with that station first. So let's go ahead and open. Let's get the electric ones because I think that's the ones I've been using more often. Go ahead and put. We modify the landscape just a little bit here. There we go. And we'll do the double-sided platform for 6. That's the wrong one. 1 and 6. There we go. So this platform is only 6 long, so we'll do 5, and then I'll do a ramp down for 1. It's like that. We kind of wish I could have like a little concrete pad over here to make it look like it's been cut off, but that's okay if we don't. And we'll show this like as a newer part where we're putting a different style of terminal or different style of shelter there, just to kind of show that we built it at a different time. I know, like, you know, some places they'll do an expansion and try to make everything look exactly the same, while other places don't quite have that luxury. We'll have to. We might have to build a tunnel here, which I'm not opposed to doing. It's not gonna like me doing this, but so I want to do that. And then I'd like to tunnel. Ooh, how far are we going here? That's too far. We could do something like that. Yeah, I think that'll work. And then we can connect our rail line up here. It's going to be kind of a tight turn coming out of the station, but I think that'll work. And I think once we get to the tunnel, I'm going to double track it for the station. Let's go ahead and build the station next so that we know kind of what we're doing. Do single side platforms. We'll go up to get this one. We'll make it 7 long, maybe? Yeah. And then we'll go ahead and, first of all, we're going to level this out. So go ahead and even all that. There is a house there. We'll go ahead and get rid of those. Even all that out, but the houses are still not cooperating. They're not going to allow me to do that, so I'll go ahead and plant some trees. So they have a lot of land over here. There we go. Hopefully, they'll let me build what I want to now. That should work. Hopefully. There's the first platform. Let's see if we get the second one in here. We can't. Cool. That's all I wanted. It might be a little close to that soccer stadium, but you know, it's like, at least in America, we really don't have that kind of public transport that you know, some European places have. I know I think it's Manchester United has their own train platform that they only use when a match is going on, which I think is kind of neat. I would love to, you know, be able just to jump on a train to go and pretty much be put right next to one of the stadiums. I think that'd be totally neat. But you know, where I live, the nearest bus station is, I'm trying to think. The nearest bus station is about 15 minutes away, driving, and so it can be kind of a pain in the butt sometimes. And so it's just almost easier to drive everywhere, but that's just me. Go get this up here and up here. fun part's going to try to connect all these because there's a hill here. We still have to go down one. Problem is if we go down one over here. I'm trying to think. Would it be easier for me to come out this way and around? I don't think it would. Decisions. Go ahead. Apply real quick. It's my dad's texting me real quick. Let me get that sent out to him. But I want to kind of how you guys doing today. I know since the last time I streamed, it's been getting a little more and more hectic, just with everything that's been going on. I know around where I live, it's been kind of lockdown almost. Pretty much, if you don't have to go out, they just tell you not to, which I get. I unfortunately had to take somebody to the emergency room on 2 nights ago, I think. That was an interesting experience. Not just because it was the fact that actually put the past signal there. What it was is it wasn't due to anything that was going, the coronavirus or anything like that. But I had a different issue. But pretty much they met us at the door and almost asked us to be tested right then and there. And then I was I understand that, but they came out in like full like protection, not like biohazard suits, but paper mask, apron, things like that. So, bit of a surreal experience because I didn't expect that, but I understood why they were doing it. So we got that taken care of. Okay with this. We'll go ahead and put a green signal in here. Hopefully how this should work is that if this is not clear, it should probably put we'll get rid of signals here. So what it should do now is that if this path is not clear up to here, it won't send the train out from there. That's what I'm hoping, but we'll see how that goes here shortly. Trying to figure out a place to put a depot, but I don't know where I could put this one unless I put it here and then go out one and then just do something like this. Land sloping in the because there's a hill there. So let's go ahead and delete that. We'll go ahead and I'm trying to put it there because I think it's the best place I can put it right this second. Go ahead and put that back in here. And there, oop, that's not what I wanted to do, but I'll go ahead and nuke that. I don't know about you guys, but I always love actually seeing everything moving. The trains, the planes, the boats and buses. Actually seeing all that work together and know it's like, yes, it's actually working. That's just kind of neat for me. All right, so let's go ahead and get a new train going here. See what kind of vehicles we got. Once again, I like to stick to the... there's nice electric there. Because some of these, like you got something like this. This is a third rail car. This is an EMU third rail. You'll go ahead with that one. We'll go ahead and make that 2 cars long. Yeah, so it won't let me do that. Cool. Yeah, I've been trying to mix it up to see kind of what we got. I just think it's neat to try to use different trains. I know later on they get quite a few new ones. So, like the Advanced Passenger train, I think that one might be in the stock game. But hey, I think this will work. This is not quite the main line yet because it is just sort of a branch line. But I think it'll work well. It'll be just kind of neat to see kind of the bigger trains coming through here. They'll be turning around and going back to the main area. Plus you have this train here that's just kind of a branch that won't really interact with this train until they get out to their place. Let's go ahead and we'll start a bus service here too. And one other thing I want to do before I forget. This won't do anything, but I kind of like the idea of having just a small switch area here so that it kind of looks like there's somebody there for this junction. But I you know, it's not really, you know, that's not how that works. But that's okay. We'll go ahead and put this there, and we'll put a dead end one in because that's not what I wanted to happen. I want. Put it there. So now it's actually showing a road connection. And then we'll go with the turbo liner, sure. We'll go ahead and just build a road out to there. And then down. Land slopes in the wrong direction. You know, I understand this is an older game, but you would think that they could have figured out how to do that. I would have paid a little extra because, you know, I don't mind modifying the land. There we go. And then we'll go ahead and put up a road depot. Put it there. We'll continue this road around just so that we have a little bit of connectivity. Alrighty, so we got there, and let's see, they're driving on the left-hand side, so maybe somewhere up in here might help. And then we'll go ahead and there we go. So essentially, stop here, come down here, make a left, get to Central, and then over to Kentburg proper, and then back to the station there. I think that'll work out just fine. We got to get these whippets out. I kind of like the whippets. They've been doing pretty well. They're actually pretty quick too, so especially for these little bit longer routes where they're not just a city. I think that'll work out just fine. Got that one going on a lot of... Oh, it doesn't have a road connection. What in the world? Let's go ahead and build a road. There we go. So you can now get out. I've actually never seen where the road depot automatically didn't connect. Oh, but it, you know, I'm glad I figured it. I'm glad I paid attention beforehand, so that it didn't just circle like that. A little concerned that this is not getting too many passengers. We could be wrong, but I'm kind of curious about something though, because it did say based on destination. So does that mean that they're actually trying to go somewhere? Look here. I don't know. I know this is probably this is our big hub, so that makes sense. This place is crazy busy. Source via destination. I'm trying to figure out, because I know in later games, like, the passengers are actually trying to go somewhere. Like, let's say you're here in Gunley and they want to go to, I don't know, they want to go over here to Benfleet Market. They would actually take the train from Gunley over to Kentburg, and then from Kentburg over to Benfield Market. Or like if we get the rail connection up here to Great Merburg, they would actually they have a choice to either take the train or to take the plane, just depending. There are a couple different things, maybe just kind of random which one they take. I know some newer games that like Transport Fever, stuff like that can do stuff like that, which I think is kind of neat, because then you have to try to manage lines and manage where your transportation goes. Also, like with the Metro F40, it's a good one to have. Things like City Skylines. City Skylines will actually allow that too, since a person has to travel from where they live to their job or to a shop, and if they can take public transport, or if you encourage public transport, it might make it a little more easier, or might encourage that more often. Let's go ahead, actually, here, come to think about it, let's see if we can fund a large advertisement campaign, just so that we can try to make more money there. Well, I don't know much about this, but there is a second company that spawned. They're not building anything, though. I don't know. It would stink that if they didn't work, but let me go back here just to double check the AI real quick. Because I'll be honest with you, with how big this map is, see, there's no cab. Throw it in the next game. So it might not work for this game, unfortunately, since we started beforehand. But oh well. We'll continue to build out. I don't know how much longer, how much this computer will take. In City Skylines, it can take a pretty big city, so this game's a little less detailed, but we'll see how that goes. Thinking we can maybe get this coal mine somewhere. Maybe to drop over here to this place. So we can then get some... Oh no, they only need iron ore. I keep forgetting in this game you only need iron ore to produce steel. Because coal needs to go to power plants. Which... don't see any around there. So we'll put that off for now. But... let's see what other places we can... or what other thing we can do. I might just go ahead and connect the main line up over here. So to do that, we can actually build a station in between here to serve both Goutington and Little Chunt Hill. We'll say it like that because, yeah, let's just go with that. So we'll go ahead and demolish a couple pieces of road there. We'll build it more towards the Little Chunt Hill side. There we go. We'll do a double platform like this. That'll work fine. And then we'll go ahead and we'll do the ends as well. So platform length 1, number of tracks 2. Put it there and there. So that's really 9 long, which some of the longer trains it might not be bad. I know some of them get rather long really quick, so we'll go ahead and do that. And then we'll do that. Go, there's a signal right there, so there's a signal there. So we don't have to really set up anything else, but we will set up a signal here and a signal there. Then we'll do our cross like we usually do. I know that's not maybe particular on how they do that. They would only put a diamond in like that if they knew that if they knew they were going to change tracks for a certain train. Like if this was going to terminate here and then go back out this way, but kind of more for flexibility so that we can have those we can use either platform for it when a train comes in. What would be the next kind of big city after this? It really might be Great Murberg, which that's a heck of a route, or like for a passenger train. That might be a long route. So, do I stop there and maybe build another line somewhere else? Maybe kind of concentrate. This will kind of be the kind of the peninsula region. Like, can they have this here? I might do that. Stop it there because it'll be kind of a slog up to the next place. So we'll go ahead and build a nice facility here, just so that any trains that come up here will have some maintenance, be able to have some maintenance done. Go ahead and build a bridge over as well. I know they usually won't stick to that. We'll do something like this just to kind of help the city build up just a little bit. And then we'll build a road out to here and across. So we got all that taken care of, and there's that. All right, so we'll also get our buses going here too. We'll put a depot there. Put a road depot here. They're not going to let me do it. Let's go ahead and plant some trees then. Make their town look very nice. since we can't build over here, that's okay. Let's see if we can build our road depots now. That's a truck depot. Don't quite need that one. There we go. And we'll build one here. And we'll build one right there. And so now we can just build a nice little loop there. We'll also build a bus going over to the other town over here, just so that they have some connections. And this lower town here of Goddington will actually be able to, or Gondington, I'll be able to actually get to the station over here at a little Chunt Hill. All right, I think that'll work. I go into these with hardly any plans, so, you know, kind of come at this a little bit on the fly, but I think it really hasn't bit me that hard quite yet. So, we'll go ahead and do something like this. Now, I have been giving this a little bit of thought since, you know, this game, we really don't have a goal. It's kind of freeform, since there really is no AI either. And I've been kind of just giving it some thought of maybe kind of switching up what we do on Tuesdays. Tuesdays, we've been playing a lot of Tycoon games. We had Roller Coaster Tycoon first, and then we got Open Transport Tycoon. I'm thinking we might make Tuesdays like Tycoon Tuesdays, and we'll do stuff like I've got like Sim Airport and Airport CEO. I might try to find some places to actually build up things like that. I have some other Tycoons games. I'm trying to think what they are off the top of my head, but do stuff like that. I know Airport CEO just got a relatively recent update, and so did Sim Airport. And I haven't really I've played both quite a bit, and I do like both games. You know, so it might be something interesting to look at. If you, I think you know, Tycoon Tuesday would be a great idea. So if you guys think so, just, you know, if you watch this later on YouTube, if you want to leave a comment to, you know, just to use your thought. If you think Tycoon Tuesday might be a great idea to see, and I'll also play games like this. But I want a game with a little bit more direction, a little bit more, you know, not guidance, but that we have a goal in mind. We're not just building just for the sake of building. Because if you look down here at the bottom, we have plenty of money. We don't have to worry about that anymore. So we can, oh, they're still not liking me. So let's go ahead and plant some more trees. But that's kind of what I've been thinking about. It's like, you know, without a game like, or without a game goal, it's kind of a little difficult to try to, you know, figure out where to end the series. Like, Evil Genius has a definite end once we complete the game. Roller Coaster Tycoon, we completed all the Six Flags scenarios. That was a pretty good end for that, at least for now. So that's why I've been kind of contemplating, trying to figure out what to do exactly. So let's go ahead. They're still not. I'm just about to bribe them. Let's try this. I've only done this like once or twice, but you can come over here, and when you click on the city, you got all these options like what we did funding the large advertisement campaign. You can go in and just hit bribe the local authorities. It's going to cost me about half of what we have, so we'll go ahead and do that, and hopefully they'll like me enough to where I can build these. I can. There's that. We'll go ahead and build them real quick before they figure out what we actually did. Like that. It's a tram, isn't it? Yeah. Alright. Not too worried about trams. Not a huge fan of them in this game. So we'll go ahead and get this bus line going. And after that, I'm going to go run upstairs and use the restroom real quick. So let me get this bus line going, and I'll go back over to Gunningley so you guys can watch just kind of the trains going around. Just, you know, just have something to watch. And I will be right back. Let me clone this one real quick. We'll get both vehicles going. So we got that bus. All right. Go ahead and scroll back over to Gunley, and I will be right back. So just give me just a minute or so, and I'm gonna grab some water as well because I forgot to get it right before stream here. So let me go ahead and mute the audio, and I will be right back. All right, guys, sorry about that. I am back now. Thanks for sticking around. Can I get an alert here? Just 1 second here. There we go. Yeah, so it looks like we have after bribing those authorities, it probably didn't help. Let me just kind of check back up. That's not really what I care about. So I can check message history. This looks like just new stuff being built. Yeah, nothing too crazy. All right. Still getting quite a bit of money from our airplanes. I'm wondering. I really want to set up a longer route because I know that's making us a good amount of money. I want to go further to see how far we can really push it. And I know we have the Concorde-esque plane, and places like Narn Field here. I mean, they really could use an airport. So let's go ahead. We need to replace those first couple of vehicles here soon. So let's go ahead and build them an airport. What needs to be? Oh, building that building. Let's build it there. Their property value just went probably plummeting down. But that's okay. There we go. Let's go ahead and build the Concorde-esque plane. I really just want to see this too. I think this may not be the most profitable route, so it's very historically accurate. But let's go ahead and we'll actually bring it all the way back down over here. Man, this game's starting to crawl just a little bit because I'm so far zoomed out. Let's go ahead and bring it all the way down to there. Go ahead and get that one started. Click there. So there's our Concorde. It's called the Yates Hagen. So we'll see how that goes. I'm really more curious to see how this. I know it's one of the probably the fastest plane you can get in the game. So it's going at a pretty good clip. So we'll see how that goes. I don't know. We might be able to try to catch it on its way back. That's what I'm kind of hoping. It should be full on passengers when it goes back. But we shall see. There's the Merdenberg. Sue, I think. Let's start working on the other end. We've worked on this thing quite a bit, and we stopped over here at Funworth. And so let's go ahead and start working our way up this way around the map. There's a huge, almost mountain range here that I think what we'll do is we'll just connect Brandfield, Cubone, and Broadham with one line. Or what we could do is make a branch. This will probably be the main line still. We'll have a main line coming out here to Brainham, up to Deafborn, Renfish, and then meet up and turn left here at Mutborn. We'll put a big station here, and then this branch line that we've got from Kinhurth to Mutborn, we can actually just create a line through there and then have that one train shuttle back and forth between those three stations, and then we can have a main line that comes up here and follows the lake along here. I think that's what we're going to do. So we'll go ahead, we'll build a branch line from Broadham over to these two cities and then back. I think that'll make the most sense. But first off, let's go ahead and get these buses taken care of. So what we can do is we can make a new road group. We'll just call this buses, if I can spell that correctly. And then we'll just go ahead and go through here. We'll start just dragging them over here. Ungroup road vehicles. Put all of our buses over here. And then what we can do is we can actually set up something that when they get too old, we can actually replace them with something. And I think that's what we'll do. We'll kind of homogenize the buses a little bit. Because we only have one goods truck. I'm not that concerned. So when that gets too old, we'll just go ahead and we'll take care of that one. So buses. Global replace. Manage list. I'm trying to remember how to do this now. It's not what I wanted to do. There is a way you can do this, and I'm trying to remember. If you look here, all these buses are actually making quite a bit of profit still. Only about they can spike or go from 47 to 73%. Replace vehicles. Here we go. This is what I'm looking for. Vehicles in use. We'll go ahead. I know I've got some nice American buses, but I want to replace all of them with the Whipple. Replace only old vehicles with the. Let's displays which engine in the left slice engine is being replaced with. Okay, so we actually can do this. So I'm okay with that. I'm gonna leave the Whip at cruisers. With the just as what they are for right now. I'm not going to have them auto replace. So eventually, all the double decker buses in this Foster Pioneer will eventually get replaced by the Whippet Scenic Coach. It's a lot faster. It holds one more passenger. It's about 20 years newer, so it will do that. And that'll be nice. We'll do trains more manually because trains are a little bit different since we only buy one every so often. So all right, so that being said, let's go ahead and start building our main line up this way. Oop, that's a little too far. There comes another EMU. EMU, yeah. Electric multi-unit, EMU, or EMU. Alrighty, we'll go ahead and start building up here. We're already servicing that mine with another track, so I'm not that concerned. We'll go ahead and we'll build our station so we know where we're going. I'm half tempted to build a country station here. 2 tracks. We'll do 7 for them, something like that, just to kind of mix it up a little bit. I know it's not strictly a European style, but at some points it's like I just want to mix it up, and so it's not the same thing over and over again. Like that. We'll bring this down to there and across to that road piece. All right, so that's a pass signal. That's not what I want. Go ahead and put our something like that. We'll actually put the pass signal over there. And down here we'll put our pass signal there. And our block section there. Same with path out of here. Now what we can do, we need to do a third platform. So we'll go ahead and we'll just build an asphalt one. One track. It's kind of, ooh, it's not what I wanted. Shoot. Alright, there's another way you can do this. That's what I'm looking for. Something like this. That's better. Just kind of want to make it just a basic asphalt platform. Nothing too crazy, but yeah, that should be look a little bit better. Even though it's not strictly what we were going for, but I'm okay with it. I'm trying to think how I want to do this right this second here. So I'm going to bring this out, and I might just go ahead and do something like this after I move that signal. So what we're going to do is we're going to be able to, or the train that is running on the smaller branch over here can use all 3 platforms, but our main passenger services will only use these first 2. I think that'll be kind of how, a little bit better. Go ahead, the country one was the one we just built. City one, I built the city one in my game, just kind of on my own. It wasn't really, it looks really nice, but functionality wise, I'm not a big fan of it. We'll cut this down to 4. I'll build the ends on this one as well. So slope, 1 track there and there, And we'll give them a little shelter as well. It's right there. And we'll go ahead and build the other one over here. Yeah, because this is the last city. So we'll go ahead and we'll do our 4. The same way we did the last one. Just there. Put the... What did I just do? Okay. Thought I built another station for a second. Put one there. And there. And we'll put a different style platform there. Then we're just going to connect all these up. We'll do something like that. Bring it down to there and across. And then we'll just go straight across like that. So that'll work. We'll go ahead and there. We'll put a depot over here. Since this is the only track, I'm not really that concerned about signaling. Because there's only going to be one train on this line at any time. So I'll still put in the signals, but that's more of just kind of making it look like it should. I need to put pass signals. I know I'm missing one other thing. Pass signals there. We have to put at least a signal there so that this section doesn't get clogged up. And I think I'm okay with how that looks. All right. So let's go ahead and get a train going on the branch here. Don't know what we should do. Don't really need anything too fast. And I'm thinking maybe we actually do actual locomotive and just a couple of cars. Just kind of mix it up just a little bit. We'll also put a mail car on this one, just because I think, to me, it would make sense, like kind of in this realm. Oh, game saving. That it would, these kind of rural areas wouldn't be able to get get mail service that often. So using the train that they just got would make sense to get their mail in and out of get it in and out of their cities. So yeah, I think it looks kind of nice. Alrighty, we'll go ahead and do the bus services as well. Up there and around. And this, most of these will have just 2 bus stations, kind of downtown and then 2 R station. So I'm not really, they're not that big. I'll probably just put 1 bus on there using the Whippet. Go to there and go to there. Get him going. Come up over here. Go ahead and connect this road up. And we'll get that there. Put the road one up there, and then we'll put one down here and over here. And we'll connect the roads up just so that we have an actual loop to go around on. PGMW, it's going not too bad. It's we've gotten to the point where we're not too concerned about money anymore, so we can kind of build as we please. So we're kind of just making it look nice, trying to make a nice big network. So it's actually not been going too bad at all. I kind of want to check up on. I did start building some airports that we didn't really have last episode or last stream. So kind of want to check them on those, because we did build one. We actually built a Concorde-esque route, so I'm kind of curious on how that's going to go. I'm going to wait till this bus leaves, and then I'll send the next one out. Just give them a little bit more spacing. Let's see here. Ooh, that's not good. So we do have some planes. I'm not even sure if they cover half the map. I could be totally wrong, but just kind of wanted to see how these would go. How many passengers does he have on board? He's got 100 passengers, so we'll see how much he makes here. maybe about $56,000. That's not too bad at all. I mean, if you look here, he's made almost $250,000 by himself. So, you know, that's crazy. And my other plans are doing about 40. You know, last year they about 58. So, you know, we started doing airports, and it's been going kind of crazy. But it is neat. So, we've got Gunley itself is starting to become like almost like a small capital in and of itself. So it has buses, it has its own, you know, it's got the big kind of hub for us. It's got an airport. It's got quite a few docks going here, and I'm thinking maybe that we need to build some more bus stations because it's kind of grown out of the bus stations we have here. So. Trying to think where else would be a good one. Why isn't that getting replaced is my question. Should have been replaced. Alright, I will check on that a little later here. Let's look here. I want to see what the route is right this second. So Gunley Central, where's Gunley Central at? Okay. And then we'll have this guy go out to Gunley Heights and Gunley North as well. We'll go ahead and rebuild the road just a little bit here so that give it a little bit easier way to get over to Gunley North, and maybe just build it straight across. Yeah, I've had a couple people that they didn't want to. I just kind of bribed them. We just kind of see if that worked well. But right now, Gunley likes me, so I'm doing pretty good. Of course, I've put like $1 million into the town itself. Plus, I've done a lot of advertising in this town. So we have almost 163 passengers just sitting here waiting. So that's always good. This up a little bit. And if you look here, let me zoom out. Just kind of give you an overview of what we got so far. So we have a couple main lines going for our trains. We have one going from Gunley over to Funworth. That's just kind of a nice shuttle between those two towns. The kind of the plan is continued our main line up north here to Bram Woods, and then we built a branch line from Bram Woods through Greensfield and Cuborn. We haven't built the buses in Cuborn quite yet, and then we have our other main line, which is kind of our main one right now through Kenley Market. This is kind of what we built the last episode. But we actually have built our branch finally over to Benfield Market. So the idea is we're going to try to connect Branfield Woods over to Bentley Market through kind of these smaller towns. We'll make a nice curve here, and they'll meet up in Muttborn. And so we'll have a branch from Kentburg to Muttborn, and that'll just be a shuttle in between. It's really a single track line that we have. It's like double tracked up here for the station, and then I'll go back to a single track main line. And then up here in Chunt Hill, we've kind of stopped here because the next kind of big town is Great Mirberg, which is where we put our airport at. So we already have passenger services going to there. So I'm not really that concerned about moving a huge passenger line from here over to here. And then, but we still might build a train line out to like little Bardingham Ridge. That's a pretty big city, or War Hill. And we also, because I wanted to set up a Concord route to see how that would go. We have put one up here in Narnfield, just to kind of see how that would go. It's just an airport right now, and I think there might be a couple buses up there. So that's kind of what we've got so far. So we're working on, let's go ahead and put Q-Born's buses in, just so they have a little bit more mobility around their own town. They've put a station there. We'll put ahead and put that in there, and then we'll probably just do one from downtown and back, and we'll go ahead and put it up over here. We made about almost $500,000 last year. Look there. We've made that's the loan. Let's go ahead and just repay off our loan because we have the money to do so. There we go. So we almost made about $500,000 last year, so that's pretty good. For some reason the graphics look kind of blurry for this, so Not 100% sure why it's doing that, but hey, every once in a while it will. So let's go ahead and we'll get our buses going. We got all this, and use the whippet because we've been using the whippet for everything in this one. Go to there and go to there, and we'll get him going. So that branch line is taken care of so far. Let's go ahead. I'm trying to think of where we want to go next. We can finish this branch line really quick up to Mutborn before they really build out anymore. I know it says the town's not growing, but a lot of times they will still start building roads and stuff like that. So we want to go ahead and get our station established at least, so that we can just come right into town and not have to worry about things. So let's go ahead. We'll put that one there. One track. We'll do a 6, kind of like we'll do a 5 actually, and just kind of cover like that. We'll do our end caps on them as well. 1, we'll do it there, and 1 here, and then we'll do double track platforms for the rest of it, because we want to do. Remember, this is going to be our. Ooh, that farm might be in the way. We'll do 5 as well. We'll put it there. Put our end caps on it. There. And there. There we go. And we'll go ahead and put we'll put these up. I kind of like them. They're kind of odd, but I think for like, we'll leave one open just to kind of make it look a little bit different. And then this will actually be the branch line platforms that'll actually terminate here. We'll go ahead and have this line come straight out like that. We'll put our signals in there. You know what? I keep forgetting I'm going to make this a single track. So let's do that and that. We'll get rid of some of this too, so I know kind of. It's like I can't see around that building. I don't know if can I rotate the camera at all. I don't think I can. Let's do something like this. Actually, it'd be easier if I turned it the other way. So let's do that. So if we bring it up just through there, and then bring that track to there. We'll put the passenger link. I don't plan on running more than one train here, but it's still a good habit to have these. So if you do want to run multiple trains, you can. And then if they have a clear path, they can go there. If not, they have to wait in the station. So we'll just have our commuter train come over to Mutborn, and then we'll have him go back to Brentfield Market. And then he should stop there. He'll load up with passengers and continue on his way to Mutborn. Cool. I like it so far. Is there a way we can actually delete factories? We can't. I don't know. It would be kind of nice if we could figure it out, because it is right in the middle of everything. I could have moved the station down a little bit, but I really don't feel like doing that now. But that's okay. If not, let's go ahead and we'll get our passenger station set up over here. These will be really basic, just like a single or double platform. Nothing. What am I doing? I might do a 6-1. Oh, 6 and 1 over there. And we will do it there. And then we'll do 1 there. But we'll only slope one side. I'm just gonna make it look a little different as well. I don't know how many people actually like follow like abandoned stations in like Europe, stuff like that. I've always got kind of interested in it because since America really doesn't have something like that anymore. A lot of abandoned stations, but there's nothing really else out there. And I've noticed in kind of smaller towns in England and stuff like that, they have a lot of just single track or like really small platformed double track like this, or like one side will be open and the other side will be abandoned. I think that'd be kind of a neat idea to try to do here. I'm wondering if we could do something like that. I don't know. It'd be kind of neat to have like a overgrown station platform to put down, just so that you could kind of show that this platform was rather big at one point, but has deteriorated over time. I think it'd be kind of neat. Let's see. I've done that backwards, but I can fix that really super quick here. Something like this, and over. I can't see through the trees here. Just do something like that. That should work. And then we can build our pass signals there. Our block section there. And then our pass signals out of the station there and there. Then we'll go ahead and just build a small network of block signals there. And then we'll have to put one here. Our pass signal into the station there. And our pass signals out there. Cool. So we can start, we'll start our train. Where do we have our nearest? We don't have one on this branch quite yet. So we'll go ahead and build one out here. And we'll just have it come in. Out like that, so on their way back they can get it. I don't think I'll do it on the way in because that can be kind of a pain in the butt to get them back out to the proper place. Something like that. That'll work. Something I wanted to talk about though, because something happened over the weekend that I wanted to talk about that I thought was kind of interesting. So I know Fireburn 1985. Thank you for the follow. I do appreciate it. Yeah, and welcome to the stream as well. Kind of wanted to touch up on something because something happened over the weekend that I thought was kind of interesting. The fact a lot of sports around the world have been canceled, which have really kind of sucked. Especially here in America, at least there's things like baseball and hockey that were I was really looking forward to the hockey playoffs this year. In racing, especially things from either from like NASCAR and IMSA racing and Indy racing, they were all just really kind of starting to get their season up and going, and they had to essentially postpone it until all this is gone away. Let's go ahead and do I want to do a diesel one? I'm trying to look at while I'm trying to think here. I'm like what we'll do something like this. What happened over the weekend though is NASCAR. Some of the NASCAR drivers got together and like, hey, we are going to do just kind of a special invitational race on iRacing. And if you don't know what iRacing is a very, very well done simulator of racing. It is something that they actually go out and map tracks. They actually use a laser to scan all tracks. They scan cars, and this simulator is based to be as realistic as possible in racing. So over the weekend, a lot of the professional NASCAR drivers got together with some maybe not as popular ones, but some that were have kind of become up and coming in NASCAR, and they actually had a 35-man, 100-lap race at Homestead Miami Speedway, and yeah, they mentioned a little bit while they were doing it because they actually had a full broadcast team covering it. They had cameras essentially in the drivers' setups to where they were racing. While that was all going on, I was thinking, it's number one, racing is really the only thing that could really do something like that, and I thought that was really kind of unique. This might not end well. We'll see here in a second. I should call its turn. But it's really, racing is like the only thing that could really do something like that, and they pulled it off pretty well. I mean, fair enough. The most of the drivers are not used to iRacing. You could tell which ones had been practicing or had been driving on iRacing for a while. But it was so unique to watch a race that I knew was virtual, but it almost seemed realistic on how they put it on, how they performed it, and everything like that. Now, granted, that simulation's not perfect, but it was neat to watch. So it to me it brought together something that we can watch that in the real world, and going to an actual race is amazing. I've gone to a couple of them myself, but even during a time like this, we can actually still watch racing like that, and it just to me that was so cool to watch. Something that people thought was just a silly video game, and now is all of a sudden, something that they broadcast live on TV. To me, that was kind of neat. And I watched the entire thing. I think it was like an hour and a half they actually raced. So, and I think they're supposed to be. I think it's IMSA, the International or the Endurance Motorsport Championship, something like that, are supposed to be running a 12-hour Sebring simulation on iRacing as well. And I could be wrong. I don't know. I know they would actually do that with their regular patrons, because they actually do have just like regular drivers on there that they're just doing it for fun. Some do it for the money. But they're supposed to be doing something like that as well. So I'd be kind of interested to see how that goes too. Seeing how actually well the NASCAR one went. So yeah, I quite that was a rather fun thing to do over the weekend. Just something different, so that keep your mind off what's going on. So at least for a little bit. But what we're doing here, we're just going to continue working on the main line. Something like this, and we're going out to Renfield. I imagine something like this would actually have something like they wouldn't need this huge station like they are now, but I really can't build one abandoned. If I could find like an overgrown one, if somebody knows of an overgrown like station, I would put one of these like out here just to show like maybe there was 3 tracks here at one point. Maybe there was competing companies out here that were working in this area, and now they have all but stopped because either they've been consolidated or something like that. I think it'd be kind of an interesting look. I know this isn't like the most creative game in the world, but hey, it's still fun nonetheless. We get some signaling in here, and we'll put the pass signal in there, and a block section over here. Then we can just go right into the next station. That one's kind of a short commute. And then the next one would be onto Brentfield Market. So let's go ahead and get that one connected up, and then we'll set the train going from there. Almost lost the power cable for my headset there. So for those of you watching either on YouTube or on live here in the Twitch chat, what are you guys doing to while you're kind of in lockdown almost? Because I know a lot of America is in lockdown. I didn't know if everybody else was, and if you are, what are you doing to kind of help pass the time? I've been trying to go, I've been going back. I've been streaming a bit more. I do, if you guys are curious, I do stream 3 days a week now on Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. A lot of simulation games similar to this. Some older games as well. That's what I'm trying to do. I've been trying to, I've been pulling out older games just to try to see if I can, get them to, work nicely with Twitch and stuff like that. But I've also been kind of playing for fun. Things like Evil Genius. I pulled out Minecraft a little earlier this week just to try to. I've been playing like a hardcore map where you get 1 life. So I've been watching some Achievement Hunter stuff. Big fan of the Achievement Hunters. So they were doing a hardcore Minecraft playthrough for a little bit on one of their live streams. That was really fun to watch. I actually want to put that block signal there. I don't want to put it up this far. Let's see here. That should work then. And I need the pass signals up here. There we go. Then we'll get the commuter up here. So yeah, I'm just kind of curious. I've been trying some new stuff as well, just to see what since we have a lot of, or since I have a lot of extra time. Because unfortunately, I have been unemployed since October, and it seemed like things were going a little bit better. Let's see here. Get rid of that one. skip. Delete. It seemed like it was going better for a little bit, but since everything's going on like it has been, it's been kind of difficult recently to look for a job. So I've been trying to occupy myself with some other things while I can, while we wait this out. So yeah, I was kind of curious what you guys are doing. I hope you guys are staying safe though. Thankfully I haven't had to go out for much. I've tried to try to go out maybe twice a week, at least out in town. Well, usually I'll go outside at least once a day, at least try to get some fresh air. Although I live in Ohio, spring here can be rather tumultuous. Last week it was in the 50s and 60s all week, and it rained quite a bit, and then we had a really big thunderstorm, and it's been in the 40s now. So it kind of can go up and down really quick on how that swings, and it can do it rather quickly within a day or so. So it's interesting to see hopefully it'll start warming up and it kind of warm up more permanently, so that hopefully it'll start killing this virus and we can get back to what we were doing beforehand. Let's go ahead and put a train depot up here as well. This line's kind of long, so I think it'd be a good thing just to put one up here. Go out like that, and that'll work. Didn't put any signals up here in Renfield, so let's go ahead and take care of that. Demolish that one there. So I've also been thinking, I know here on Twitch, a lot of people have names for their followers. If you look at Ray or Brown Man, they call his followers the Raiders. Jack Patillos, I'm trying to think what his is. I don't know what they call him. Like, I know Jeremy Dooley, when he does his streams with Achievement Hunter, they're the Monster Truck Rally, which I think is hilarious. So I've been trying to think of a name for my followers. I only have 10 I think now, which is cool. We're 20% away to the goal of 50, which is kind of neat. So I've been trying to think of what I would call it. My username is Friar Obi, which means, if you guys didn't know, means the fat priest. So I thought about something maybe like the Enclave, welcome to the Enclave or whatever. I think kind of neat. Especially now, the Enclave is like a sanctuary for you getting away from everything that's going on in the world. I think that would be. I've been thinking about something like that. I think it'd be kind of neat. Be interested to know you guys' opinions on it. If you guys had a thought about that, and I've been trying to think of, because every time somebody follows, there is something that pops up. And I think I have some ideas for that as well. So I'm trying to get a little more custom, just to help people, keep you guys interested, as well as generate some great gameplay as well. So I think this line's long enough though that we can actually get a second commuter on here, and not really have too much concern about it, because it is a rather long line. Let's go ahead and hit go to Muttborn, and then we'll have them go back, and I think that should be suffice, because it should, I'll have to switch that because so we would go out. So let's go ahead and skip down to Funworth, and then he should, or no, he actually gets it around there, so never mind. We'll go ahead and have him go over to Muttborn, and he should be able to, it should populate these stations as he goes along. So let's make sure, yeah, that should be correct, because he should be able to pull in there, and then he'll pull back out the same way, then he'll cross over here. I think that's how it should work. Not 100% sure, because this farm's in the way. Maybe we can tear down this farm one day, and then we can actually build a proper entrance to the station. Yep, looks like that's how he's going. So hopefully this will work, and I think they'll start populating it here. Oop, that's not what I want to see. I'm going to go to map. Yeah, so it's implicit. Okay, that works. And then let's go ahead and I know we're not. This is Brentfield Market. We actually don't have a bus service for Brentfield Market, so let's go ahead and build one for them. I don't know why I didn't know. It was kind of just a thought. Let's go ahead and do something like that. Put a station in. Oh, that's a truck station. Crap. Oh, well, let me. I kind of wish it would let me just build over what I've got there. I know that might be kind of annoying, but if they had like a little warning that says, "Hey, you're about to build over your truck station. Are you sure?" Say yes, because I meant to put a bus station there. Put a bus station there. We'll put a bus station uptown more. And then the truck's getting very old. We're going to have to replace it here shortly. Put the depot there. We'll get a couple. We'll get at least 2 buses going on here. Buy vehicle. Go to here. And here. Oh, it's right there. And here. And last over there. And then we'll go ahead and clone that vehicle once. We'll get that one going. I do realize I'm at double speed, so that's why everything's going a lot faster. But these buses are actually rather quick too, so not too bad at all. Go ahead and have him start going too. Let me look at those buses again though, because it seems like they were not like this bus is not being replaced, and it should have been replaced. Now I gotta remember how I did it last time. I'll replace vehicles. And that should be on the list to be replaced. I might have actually have to hit replace vehicle. There we go. So I replace one. Hopefully this bus will soon be replaced. That's the hope, at least. I'm not seeing how it's going to be replaced. Replace now. Come on. I've got the money for it. Let's go. Come on. I don't know. If it wants to stay that way, it's going to stay that way. So let's go ahead and add the new buses into the buses group. And while we're here, let's go ahead and replace that truck as well. We'll actually just make a new group called goods trucks. And so if we get any more, if we decide to do any more, we can just go ahead and hit auto replace. This is a goods truck. All right. So replace vehicles. I'm sorry, this is a mail truck. I forgot about that. Let's go ahead and just replace them with that one. Just start replacing vehicles. So hopefully that'll be replaced here shortly, and then we won't have to worry about that anymore. All right, so Brentfield Market now has a bus service. Mutbourne does not, and does Mutbourne really even need a bus service? I know we do, you know, but I'm trying to think how I want to do this. Line's going to come through there, so I want to build a bridge from here. It's 3, 4, it'll be there. I'll build it as a cantilever steel bridge, and then we'll build a road coming out this way, kind of snake along here. And what we'll do is instead of Fort Barnborough will not actually have its own train station, but we'll have a bus route that goes from downtown Barnesboro over to Mutbourne's train station. So I think that'll be kind of suffice. Put it there, and we'll put one up here so it just be a little shuttle. Yeah, we'll just do that as well, and then do one right in the middle of downtown, which is going to cover the whole city. So I'm not that concerned with that one. We'll go ahead and put a road depot up. I want to put it. We'll put it for the shuttle though. He won't. But what I'll do is I'll delete a house in town, just so that you know, the shuttle can actually have a maintenance depot, as well as the one going back and forth between Fort Barnesboro and Muttbourne will actually have a depot to go to. So new vehicles. Use the Whippet. We'll go ahead. We'll make the shuttle first. So we'll go to Muttbourne Central, Muttbourne South, and then back to Muttbourne Station. And then we'll have him start going. We'll create another vehicle. We'll use the Whippet again. He's going to go to Muttbourne and then go to the fort here. That's all he's going to do. So now that we've got our main lines connected here, we can kind of see how that looks. We probably should go back and build the bus services over here, over in a place like Drefflingbourne. We'll go ahead and just do that one really quick, because this should be just a relatively simple one. We'll build the road up to there, and then build our... So they won't let me build another station. So yeah, we're having some of that issue where the town does not like me. Which, honestly, I have no idea why. I actually gave them freedom to move about their land here. Alrighty, so now we're back up to poor, which should allow me to build at least the bus stations. So we'll build it there, and we'll build one there. Yeah, that should be fine. And then we'll build a bus depot here. And new vehicles. Why it keeps popping on that side? I wish it would pop right here, either in the center or the right side, so you guys can see it a little bit better. And we'll go to Drefflingbourne Central, and then go to there. We'll get the bus going. You know, come to think about it, it may not be, because I don't think, yeah, so some of these accept mail. I'm wondering if it might not be a worst idea to build like just a mail train from Gunley and do like a loop. So from Gunley to Funworth, through the small villages through here, up to Muttbourne. And the problem is, at Muttbourne, he would have to, well, we could just do one train there and then one train up this line. That might be kind of fun, just to help populate the line a little bit, so we have some use for double tracks. Let's build this last bus line in Renfield, and then I think we can start looking at our mail train next. I'll put the station there. Connect to the station. We'll put a train, or put a stop here. Let's put a stop here. But I think that should cover pretty much all the city, so pretty simple. Just a shuttle. Put it there. And buy vehicle, go to there, and there. Get that going. Alright, so now we can look at our mail train. So I know most places like here will accept mail, so, and there's a lot of mail sitting here. So where's our hub here? So there or there? We'll do it over here. So what we're going to do, let's look for a faster electrical. It's 161. Some Europeans. There's a 177 that we used. So there's a metro train here. I don't know why you would ever use that on like a line that we have, but oh well. Looks like they've got quite a few. Like, they've already got high-speed trains in here too, which we might set up one of those like as an express. That'd be kind of fun to do. But let's go ahead and get something like the Brel 87. Got that. We're just gonna put a couple of mail cars. We'll put 6, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Let's do more of a British style one. 80 passengers, 60 passengers. Express mail coach. That might be what I'm looking for. Do that. We just pull that guy down there, and then nuke that train 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's only we carry 30 bags of mail, which kind of stinks. I don't know what the other one carries, but I think it seems like it would carry a little more than that. Oh, it carries 30 bags, so I'm okay with that. So we'll do the same way we did the other commuter train. We'll just say go to Gunley, and then go to Funworth, and then go to Muttley. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to create another order. He's going to go fast, which means he's going to be an express train back to Gunley West. Non-stop, so he has to go non-stop or go fast to Gunley West. So that should be a nice mail train for us there. He's trying to pull out to the main line there. This is what I'm starting to get a little concerned about, because it's starting to get a little crowded in here. Not that I'm getting a little concerned, but not too concerned. But yeah. But it kind of, I guess, it'd be in lore of this. This train would be delivering the packages to the small towns that technically wouldn't probably get a mail service if not. I know things like Great Britain used to use this quite a bit, and America we did it quite a bit as well. So I think that's kind of a neat idea. And I think we'll do one more on the same side. Essentially, we'll just duplicate that train and do it for the main line going the other way. The Brel 87, and scroll down to the Great Britain passenger mail section here. Express mail coaches, we'll do 6. Go to Brentfield Central, and then go to Little Chunt Woods. And then back down here to Gunley East. We'll go non-stop from there and start that train going. And I know with both passengers and mail, the cities should grow a little bit faster. How much faster, I'm not sure, but we'll see. Now, since we are running a lot more passenger services out of here, let's go ahead and do another large advertisement campaign. It costs us $40,000, but it should, we've already almost got 1,000 passengers just waiting here. I'm thinking right now what we're going to do is I'm going to build a high-speed train up to the end of the line on the other end. Since we don't have a flight to there, we can do a high-speed train. We actually get a chance to use the British Rail HSTs. I think that's the in-game one, so we'll use the custom one just so that we can see that one. So we'll buy that vehicle. I was thinking they use the Mark III coaches. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We'll do 8 carriages on this one. Go there. We'll scroll all the way out. We'll come up to Little Chunt Hill. Or Chunt Hill. So, and then we'll go ahead and we'll actually have him non-stop. So essentially what will happen is that should allow the train to run express all the way from Guntley to Chunt Hill. The only issue is that he's going to have all the commuter trains in front of him. So I'm wondering if we might need to start looking at building a high or like either a bypass for some of these routes, so that he can run fast all the way through. Not really sure, because I'm okay with him stopped there, just because it's a busy station, so he's gonna have to stop every once in a while. This railroad crossing is kind of interesting too. Thankfully, there's no like normal traffic. It's just like traffic that you generate. But still, little nerve-wracking sometimes, especially when we get to the higher speed trains, or like the advanced passenger train. That can get kind of interesting to say the least. You know, for a high-speed train, he's not going that fast. He's going 120, so he's picking up a little bit of speed. These lines weren't really built to do this, I guess. I mean, we did build them as straight as we could for what we had, so thankfully they're relatively flat too, and that does help. I'm trying to follow and see if there's maybe a way. I mean, he's actually, thankfully, most of the commuter trains have been not in his way. I'm also kind of curious how much money this guy's going to make too. So let's follow him for, we can actually speed up time too to help with that. Seems like so far it's actually running pretty well. Oh, I forgot this actually is a single track now, at least for a bit. Oh, yeah, I totally forgot about that. We might have to double track that here shortly. So let's see here. 65 grand is actually not bad at all for that. So I think we also need to look at maybe trying to double track all this. I know we just kind of single tracked it real quick, I think in the last episode, just so that we could get the goods trains going. And mixing these goods trains with the high-speed train is not a great idea, just because how slow these things can go. So let's go ahead and build an extension just across to there. Well, there's a train in the way, so I can't quite do that yet. Do something like this. And so what I'd have to do is try to pull this down across here, and then this rail would have to go up like this and across. But I think there's a signal in the way there, so I can back that signal up just a little bit. Something like that. And then our steel train can still turn off into the branch line that he was working on. And we can still run the high speed down through here. Probably have to build a little bridge there. A little girder steel, that doesn't look too bad. Something like this, and up and around like that. And just connect it into there. Now with signaling, we'll need to replace that one. Get rid of this track here as well. So I'm trying to make sure I got this correct in my head. So he's guarded this way because it's only a one-way track here. I'll have to look at that, try to make sure here in a second. Up, across. He's still okay. Don't need this track anymore. That might have been the train that was lost. I think he's found his way now. We don't really need that signal there either. So we have. We'll put some signaling in. I think I'll put it here and there. We'll put one in here, just for the access to this line, and we'll put one over here. So he can come up here. They can come up here. Let me put some more signaling through here so that they can come through, no problem. We got pass signaling already there, so this all will work. And then once they get here, if that train's in there, we can stop it. But I do want something right afterwards so that this becomes clear once this switch is clear. Yeah, I think this will work. Then once they get up here, it's a little bit different because they're going a couple different directions, but that path signal is on backwards. I just noticed that. It should be like that. There we go. So that will work, I think. Yeah, I quite like it. Quite how it looks. It actually looks like a. It's like this is a massive network so far. I mean, it's. But if we really zoom out here, or Okay, so that's the max it zooms out. To give you an idea, if you guys weren't here last, this is the biggest map you can get in this game. So this is what we have going on right now. So this is our whole map. We're not even close to. We might be at 1% right now. I mean that's Mutborn, and let's see here. So we're actually, I think this up here. I'm trying to think where we're taking our high speed plane up to. Okay, that's Narnfield right there. So Narnfield's where the Concorde goes back and forth to, and that's not even close to being halfway across the map. So, yeah, in hindsight, being 2020, maybe having a map that was this large was maybe not the best idea. However, at the same time, I've enjoyed it so far. It's actually been a really good map to actually build a good network on. And we've got and we've had quite a few options to build things like airports and stuff like that too. So, I don't know what we're quite going to be doing next week if we're going to try a different game as well. I know I've been thinking about a couple other games, like Airport CEO or Sim Airport, something like that. Just to, couple, give each game maybe do a month or let's see. Next week will be. I'll get a calendar real quick. So next week would be the 31st. We might go ahead and do one more stream after this of Open TTD, and then maybe starting in April we'll switch over to another game. Maybe do a month rotation of them. I think that might work out. So, all right, let's see how much money we lost on all of our trains here. That's $7,000. That's $8,000. That was 25. I think what's happening is this steel mill is not producing enough iron to really make a difference. The problem is I have no idea where another iron mine is around here. There's one right there. That's really the only one I see. So we could try. Where is that steel mine? What we could try to do, and I think we're going to do it because we. I always like doing something a little bit different here. Oh, that's a canal entrance. That's not what I wanted. Nuke that and that. A dock that accepts iron ore. But the local, the authority of New Frentborn does not like me. So let's go ahead and we'll plant trees like we usually do. Plant trees. There we go. And then we'll just go ahead and build some nice trees up here. How's my... they're still very poor, but we should be able to build a dock there. One that accepts iron ore. New Frentborn will still not allow me to do this. Can we just buy the town? I mean, how much does the town really cost? Let's be honest here. All right, let's see. Are they any better? We're still very poor with them. This is pittance. Pittance, I say. It's throwing money at a problem. There we go. So that will accept iron ore now. And so what we'll do is, where is that iron ore mine over here? There is a river. You know what? I'm going to try to do it this way. I'm going to, I do like trains like that, but we're going to try to take a canal all the way over to, we might have to build a couple locks or something like that, like there, and there. But this should allow us to build. I gotta build another lock there. This should allow us to build a nice, like a river connection between these two iron mines, so that we can go ahead and do that. Then we should be able to put our lock in there. That'll kind of allow us to actually get this iron ore mine without actually having to transfer it to another type of transportation, essentially. Let's go ahead and work on this. This is going to cost us quite a bit of money too, because canals are expensive. Something like even out the land here. I don't usually play or use too many boats, but since we have money, I'm not really that concerned about spending it. Something like that. I mean, this is going to rival the Panama Canal, but something like this as well. We'll get them back out to that lake. I think this will all work. We'll put a dock up. We need some sloping land, don't we? I think we have to do something like that, and then we can build the dock on the side here. Sure can. So this will... That should allow me to use iron, or to pick up iron from there. That is iron mine, correct? Yes. And then transport it via this lake here, all the way over to the docks over here. So we're actually going to probably use 2 or 3 boats, just because this is kind of the distance on them. We do need to also build a dock, so I will build something like this and put the dock out there, like so. New ship. Let's see what we got. Ah, that's what I'm looking for. Let's see here. Which one? It was 40. So this is the new one. Buy ship. Go to this dock and then go to this dock. Really? It's too far. So what we'll have to do is, can we put buoys in? Or like waypoints? Waypoint shift toggle. Alright, so we can do that. So, something like this. Essentially, we just gotta put checkpoints in to help our ships navigate to the correct dock here. I don't think they quite need to be that close together. That should allow my ships to get to where they need to go. So go to, he's going to the docks, do something like, go to the buoy here, go to that buoy, I don't use these very often, so I gotta try to figure out how this works. Go to here, and then that should allow me to go to, okay. Then we can just kind of go back the same way. Frontworth over to that buoy and then back up to the docks here, or delete that one. So it should be up here. Now at here I want to full load all cargo, or sorry, hold on, full load any cargo, but I want to refit this to only hold iron ore. Costs about $500. Then I want to clone this ship twice. We'll clone it 3 times. We'll have 4 ships going. And these all should be selected to do iron. So they are. So we'll go ahead and start that one. And what's going to happen is these ships are going to sit here for a little bit, because this is not going to load up very quickly with iron. But once this guy gets his first kind of drip of it, we'll go ahead and send the next one out. Come think, I'm going to go get rid of 1 ship, so I only have 3, but that's okay with me. Let's go ahead and have him skip to the next thing here, so we can get him going. Then we'll have to start number 6 here. Right away, he's got enough, or he's got some. So I want to kind of wait till this guy gets out of the inland locks here and gets out to the lake. Then I'll send him on his way. So I think what happened is that steel mill is not creating enough steel, and so there's a couple trains connected to that steel mill. So the iron ore train is not producing enough iron. The steel train is not getting enough iron or steel from the factory to pick up the goods area, and the goods train is not getting enough to bring back to Gunley. get all that taken care of. We'll go ahead and get this guy. Should I get some iron? Not a whole lot, but hopefully eventually this will have just a ton of iron. The idea is that since these ships take a while to get back and forth from the mine or from the factory and back, the idea is hopefully this mine is big enough to where it can stockpile a ton of ore there, so when they come back they can all just load up immediately and then take off again. Kind of the hope, but who knows exactly how it's going to work. So the first one is just now getting around the Tarnhatum Springs buoy, so he should be getting down here hopefully here soon. Yeah, I think so far this is going pretty well. And, you know, we could also, you know, do something, a small, you know, network in here too, because there's some decent sized cities along here. Not really sure. We can take a look at it, maybe try to figure out how we want to do that in the future here. I think we've kind of built up where, you know, we built our loop up here. We've got our couple of branches going. You know, let's look at trains. Let's see how our trains are doing here. So, you can see some of these, like this one. Which one's this one? So this one's our goods train. So that one's having some issues. Steel train. There's the iron ore train. Which one is this one? That was another iron ore train. So we actually do have 2 iron ore trains going there. So that kind of stinks. I think our most profitable ones still are a high-speed train, which is to be expected. I kind of expected that. How's our ships looking here? Can auto save going. So some of our oil, we'll go ahead and take that one. Some of our oil tankers are not doing great. About $8,000, something like that. And of course our cargo trains haven't done anything yet, so that's okay. They're making their way down here though. Let's look at our planes too. So I mean, our planes, $125,000, $69,000, $63,000. So, yeah, I mean, they're all making quite a bit of money. I'm okay with that. Let's go over here to Gunley. We'll go ahead and do another large advertisement campaign. We'll do it twice. Just so we can try to get a few more passengers, because I think that's why some of the numbers were down just a tiny bit. We can always go over here to like Kentley Market and do the same thing. Large advertisement campaign. Just to try to get a few more passengers in here. Also, I want to do something else, because I don't know why you would ever do this anyways. But build a statue of the company founder. It's only going to cost us $200,000. Let's go ahead and do it, because I can. I don't know if one of these is our statue, which would be kind of odd if... that might be it. I don't know. But it's like, it would be kind of odd if the transportation tycoonist statue was me riding a horse, which makes no sense. It should be like me riding a train or something like that. Kind of funny, but I don't know. So we got that going here. I think Gunley's pretty much good and well taken care of. I'm trying to think what, another iron mine, if we can figure out. I know you can actually build industries, and they're expensive. I mean, just building a bank is almost over $1 million. But it looks like we can't do a raw goods. I think we have to actually like a factory style plant. So I don't know. I haven't seen hardly any of them, and maybe I'm just overlooking them. I haven't seen hardly any forestries in this game to take to sawmills, which to me seems like kind of a no-brainer there. But I know in the game I play by myself, I have 3 or 4 forestries going, and they make a pretty good amount of money too. Alrighty, what else could we do here? This is kind of the what I was thinking is when it happened. I'm starting to the point where it's like we've got all the money we want to. We can just expanding upon expanding upon expanding. So I'm kind of at the point. It's like, all right, I'm doing the same thing now over and over again. So train keeps getting lost. Let's see here. Come on. Where are you? Where are you going? He's heading to Gunley West. He's going non-stop to Gunley West. Yep, I'm well aware. Props were down. Da, da, da. I don't know why he's not. You know what we could do, and I think this will help. Let's put some waypoints up, and I think that'll help. Maybe no suitable. Oh, I need to put. Let's see. We'll click on Gunley, go to here, and then we'll put another waypoint here. Can I do it there? Okay, it can't be on a diagonal, which is fine. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do at all. I'll keep it there. It looks nice. I'll probably do something like that, though. And go to there. And we'll have him... have him skip all that. Go to the one waypoint there. So Broadham. And then we'll do one... Oh, that's probably why. Because there actually is no track connecting those two. I probably shouldn't put that there if I don't know how I'm going to connect it yet. All right, so let's figure out how to get this one connected. Because apparently I didn't do a very good enough job to do it the first time. Let's do it there. So we have some guard protection on there. Put the new this thing in there. Do something like this and something like this. That's all we should need. I just totally forgot about that he really doesn't have any way to get back there. So hopefully that'll remember to non-stop these waypoints. Non-stop. Delete that one. So go non-stop, go non-stop, go non-stop. Alright, cool. That should have that one fixed now. Whether it is or not, I'm going to follow him just for a second to make sure, but that should fix his issue. I wonder how long that mail was sitting on there. Like, was it like 3 or 4 months that it was just like you're waiting on a package? I know this is before Amazon, but still. Looks like he's making his way out, so he should be fine there. Quite a bit of mail and passengers pick up there, so that's always good, though. Getting some interesting buildings being built around here, too. I noticed that. I thought about maybe making a bank as well. One of the other things I did in my other game is I actually had my main town got a bank. And I'm surprised they don't. I'm trying to look to see if they have. Oh, there's a bank. So they actually have bags of valuables. So what you can do is you can take them. So they don't accept valuables, but if you can find a town that does, let's see if I can find one real quick. Maybe Kentley Market, maybe? They do not accept goods yet. Kentburg, nope, just passengers. Brentfield Market, they do. So what I can do is I can create just a basic let's see here, let me go back this way over here. So what I can do is create an armored car route from the bank here. Let's go ahead, I'll just show you how this works. From the bank here over to the station, which I'll need to put a stop. I'll put it let's put it there. So essentially what I'm going to do is I'm going to create an armored car route that allows that I can transfer valuables from the bank here to my station. And from there, I can transfer them up to Brentfield Market and make a pretty good amount of money off them. So usually I need about 1 armored vehicle. Let's see here. Fortress, armored. We'll do a so if they have anything else. No, it looks like, so we'll do a tractor trailer. So go to Gunley transfer, and then we're going to go to Gunley West. And at Gunley West, you are going to transfer. So then I can transfer him to a train and then get him up to where I need to go. Start that one. I do want to change. I do want to change Gunley. I want to change Gunley's name. I think I want to call it Gunley Cross Station because I can. Rename Cross Station. You know what? Terminal. Because it's a terminal for a couple things, so just calling it a station might be. Yeah, I think I like that a little bit better. So we've got all that. So we need the train from Gunley Cross to the branch line up there, because we're going to have to transfer it to the branch line too. So we'll just do something kind of pretty simple. We'll do something like the Brawl 87 again, because it's a pretty good train. And then we'll need something. I think there's a. If I scroll down enough, there is a general utility. Yeah, the general utility van. There's a speed. Okay, so this will work. Go ahead and put. We'll need like 4. Since there's probably not going to be a whole lot of valuables. Usually you can get away with like 3 or 4. But we'll go to here. We're going to non-stop all these areas too. So he'll run essentially an express train up to Kentburg. And then we'll non-stop both of those. Except at Kentburg High T is going to transfer all goods. So, now that we have that, what we need to do is... But I think we got to figure out a way, because we're running the commuter line here. So, he will need to have a clear path. I think this will work, but he needs a clear path out to here. So it's, have a clear path here. So we'll have to, they'll come down here, pull in here for the goods train, and then come back in here. They'll wait here to continue their route onward. And since he's going back and forth there, he's going to run up to Muttborn. So it should work out that we will be okay there, but we'll see. So we'll do something like, don't really think I need the overkill of the 87. Hoping to find something a little bit smaller. Because that one carries, that one's for freight service. 1917. We'll go ahead and use that one, and then we'll go ahead and just put the same 3 carriages on it. General utility. Come to think about it now, I bet you $10. I didn't set it to valuables. Oh, I forgot I could do stuff like this. What do I want? We'll do intercity. I like that. So go to Kentburg, and then go to Brenfield Market Woods. And Brenfield Market Woods does take valuables, so that's what I want. So we can get that one going. Maybe. Oh, he's got the path train coming. So until that gets clear, he may not be able to go at all. Unless I put a path signal up in here. Which may not be the worst idea in the world. Let's double check first to make sure this works. And then we'll go ahead and refit the other trains so that we can make sure that it's carrying valuables. I'm 95% sure he's not. So he's going. Did the train break down again? We may need a we may need to have that train serviced or taken out and redone, because it keeps it's broken 3 times since we've been watching it here. I think it might be time to retire this one. Yeah, its reliability is literally 0. So let's head back to the depot. I didn't know a train could get really that bad when it's not giving me any errors or anything like that, which is odd, but you know. All right, well, looks like we're replacing this train. Didn't expect it, but we can do it. New vehicles. We do have the advanced passenger train. I'm not going to use it on this route because it would be quite silly. What other is there? Another EMU we have? We do have the second generation EMUs. So what we can do is buy 2 of those. We'll connect those together, and then connect it onto the back of this train. You may only couple to a Mark 1 carriage, rear compartment, EMU, third row, another Mark 1. Oh, okay, so that won't work at all. I'm just going to go ahead and nuke that train. I'll just reset up the route. So, yeah, that stinks. But that's okay. We'll get it figured out. Go to Kentwood. Go to Benfield Market. And then go up here to Mutbarn. And then you'll go back to the market here. And then continue your route there. Now, is this guy carrying any valuables? He's not, because the other train is still in the depot. That's why. Refit with valuables will make you the intercity as well. Refit, just so that we know what's being carried on those trains. I want to make sure this works too, because he's going to stop there. He's going to turn around, go back out. I kind of like this. I might have to change the other ones to that. At least the commuters, stuff like that, the ones we have going. Then you'll have a clear path in. You'll have a clear path out. Cool. That's how I want it to work. Keyboard no longer accepts goods. That's unfortunate. Although we're not pushing any iron to them. Oh, we got a ship coming over here. It's got 190 tons of ore. Yeah, it looks like we got 2 ships sitting over here. I was hoping that wasn't the case, but yeah, that's unfortunate. I wonder how much these ships make when they do drop off all the iron. Well, we can wait a second, see how much they make. So I'm more curious than anything. Come on. So they should be getting automatically replaced, and I have no idea why they're not. Buses. Oh, you know what? The new buses aren't available on here. Let's go to here and double check, make sure. Whipham cruisers. We'll just go ahead and replace them with. What is the whip sharp? 1977. It's 1982. They carry more passengers, a little slower. They carry more passengers, and they're more reliable. I think we're going to go ahead and start replacing the vehicles. I'm going to replace all of them. The Whipple cruisers, served us really well, and they will be remembered. And probably 1 or 2 will be in a museum. Dang it! I just missed how much that guy made. I get about 16 grand off of it, so that's not too bad at all. Look at this. This is so just neat to see everything going around. It's I guess the same feeling as if you build your own model sets from either a model trains or whatever. It's kind of that feeling of actually seeing everything work as it should. It's neat. So where else could we expand at? We've built everything. We haven't really built helicopters. I don't know if I really want to. I mean, we could. Maybe give Gunley a way to get over to the airport a little bit faster. Let's try it. Airports or hub. That's a hub airport. Helicopter airports. So I don't know exactly what I need. I know if I can build a heliport. I don't know. Let's demolish that building. We'll build a heliport there. Let's consider Gunley East still. Hello Depot. We could put. Kind of make it look like one airport. Be kind of neat. Let's go ahead and do something like that. And then we'll make it look like one big airport. There's more than one existing. Oh, so we can't do that. That's no good. Can we? Let's go ahead and knock all this down because why not? We're too close to another airport, so we actually can't build a hub airport there. That kind of stinks. But we'll need something like that to. Well, you know what we could do is we could build one over here. It's like we can build one over here in Daltburg, but Daltburg doesn't like me, and I don't like them. Let's go ahead and try to build up this favor just a little bit. Now all of a sudden their city's surrounded by tall trees, and they need a helicopter to get around anywhere, and they still won't allow me to do anything. What jerks. I'm making them go green as much as they can. All right, let's see if they'll let me put a heli depot over here. Nope, still won't let me do anything. What jerks. All right, let's just go ahead and bribe them to see if I can get anything out of it. Come on, let me do this. Don't know why it won't let me do that. We put one there. I guess we're going to try that. New aircraft. We only have one helicopter available. So we'll use that. We'll hit go to here. And then go to downtown Daltburg. Should be there. Now, stuff like this, I've heard, these were really popular, like in the 60s and stuff like that, but don't really know how popular they are now. I know New York had one for a little bit. They also have one where the vehicle they used was like a cross between a plane and a helicopter. I cannot for the life of me remember what it was, but essentially what it was, it looked like a plane, but it had a big rotor on top, and the wings were real short. So the plane could take off almost vertically and land vertically. But while it was flying, the main rotor, like on the top of the helicopter here, actually didn't do anything. Like didn't provide thrust forward. It had two small jet engines that would do that. Essentially, all it did is provide a lift. So that's why it didn't need as long of a wing. They were actually kind of a neat vehicle. They used didn't really take off very much. It only lasted maybe 5 or 6 years. And I know something I found out kind of interesting though is that Disneyland for a while actually had its own helipad. What you would do is you would actually, from the Anaheim airport, you'd actually get on a helicopter and they would take you directly to the Disneyland Hotel, and then from there you could take the monorail over to Disneyland. And they actually did that for quite a while. And they actually had, what happened was they actually had 2 accidents relatively close to each other, and they decided to go ahead and end their service there. So yeah, helicopters to me are nice, but and stuff like this, there's I think more efficient ways to do things than flying them around. So, but for longer distances, I think they're a good idea. I don't know if I've said much about it, but in college, originally I did study civil engineering. So anything like this, I do like to see. I do like building networks and stuff like this. Um, how many valuables we got sitting here? We had 210 bags of valuables, so that line is actually doing pretty good for itself. But yeah, I actually studied engineering in college for a little bit before I went on it and studied computer or software development. Um, and so something I always like to see is let's go ahead and get this guy over. Let's get him like 5 coaches once he comes back through there. But one thing I studied is kind of how America could implement a railroad network that allowed for passenger service and more stuff like this. And I came across some research that it was how did they not? It just didn't drag. They accept valuables though. Well, what the heck? I'm wondering if those valuables are actually from there and he has nowhere to transfer them to. Because Kentburg, I don't think, accepts anything like that. That might be an issue. Anyways, what it was is that how America could implement a railroad system, and the one thing they noted is that to have a successful railroad, you need either a lot of people or you make driving inconvenient. Which I don't. Number one, I don't think they would ever do something like that because that would just be kind of silly. Holy cow! This town's almost 3,000 people, just very quickly. But I don't think they would do that. However, I think what would be kind of the big thing is that if there's a distance wise that if it's too long for a car ride, yet it's still too short for airlines to fly to, and it was something like if it's over 110 miles, but still under 500 miles is kind of the ideal source for railroads in America. So cities like Cincinnati to Columbus or Columbus to Cleveland. In Florida, you have like Miami to Orlando or Orlando to Daytona Beach or Cape Canaveral. And the game crashed. All right, well, let's go ahead and reopen that up real quick. But yeah, in Texas, Houston, Dallas, and Austin are real close together. Los Angeles to Las Vegas. Things like that, they've already started to look at building lines to them. To me, that makes a lot of sense. Hopefully, we didn't lose too much time here. Just take it a second. Oh. That's the wrong game. That's my game, if you're kind of curious. Like, that didn't look... Autosave. Don't tell me we lost this again. Might take just a minute. But yeah, it was really up. So this should be hopefully that's 1960. Ooh boy. We might be searching for a little bit for the autosave. I would really think we lost it. But yeah, it was an interesting thing that, America's still trying to look at high-speed rail when the rest of the world's kind of already done it and, have kind of shown it's possible. But I guess it's just kind of convincing the public to actually use them. It's kind of the hard part. All right, here, hold on. Let's see. Autosave 0. Current date 1981. So it's a little bit closer. So it looks like they're July 1981. So it looks like there's only 16 save slots. So it should start, it would automatically copy over when, let's see, it's 82. We'll go up to 4 and see what happened is. That's not good. So I got a feeling my save slot 4 is where it crashed. So July 1982. Well, let's open that up. Let's save game. That's not what I want to do. I want to load game. Autosave 3. And that's correct. Wet load. Might take it a minute, but that's okay. So yeah, I think maybe next week might be the last one. We might, since we're starting to have issues with it, I might, stop here and say, hey, this will be the last one. Worst comes to worst, what we'll do, I think next week we might start doing an airport, either an airport CEO game or a sim airport game, just to kind of look at those. We might do 1 or 2 weeks of each, just to kind of just kind of show off, try something else a little bit, kind of in the same vein though. It's not a Chris Sawyer game, but I still think it'd be kind of fun. You know what I want to try to do though? We've got plenty of money here. Let's try to fund a bank. We're actually going to build our own bank, which seems fund one right here. We build in towns. Let me just start demolishing houses, please. What other industries around here? Well, that means another bank industry, which would kind of stink, but... I'm trying to find another place I can drop off those valuables, because I think that's what's we're having issues with, is that place... You know what? This Kentley Market... There we go. Alright, I spent a lot of money, but that should allow Kentley Market to accept valuables now. It can. So this guy's non-stop. So what I'll do is I will have him after his he'll hold on there, go to here and non-stop, and then he'll be able to drop off any valuables he gets from here. So what will happen is I will have this guy. Where's he at? There he is. Number one, I need to send him to the depot. But what I'll have him do, before he goes there, at Bloomfield Market, he will full load any cargo. And then he will transfer and take all cargo. That's what I want him to do. And then he'll full load any cargo on that end. I'll send him to the depot real quick so that we can get him at least... Well, he just ignored the depot there. There we go. I'll put about 5 or 6 cars on him, since he's going to be transferring to and from now. I think he kind of deserves to have more than one, or more than 3, I should say. Express, not mail. Is it express mail? These were express mail cars. No, they're general utility. Sorry, 1, 2, 3. And what we'll do is, can we split these off? We'll kind of play it off like these were maybe transfer to that train. Maybe not. So maybe these were acquired cars that we had to get from another network. That essentially we didn't have enough cars, so we just bought them and put them into service. They have stuff like that, so it makes it look a little bit different and a little more realistic. I kind of like it. So Bentley Market Woods. He should drop those off in Kentburg Heights now. That is the hope, at least. Then the other valuables train should be able to pick it up and take it to Kentburg Heights as well. So you just drop it off. Got 34% full there. I'm really kind of curious to make sure this works too, so. I've got an itchy nose right now. Let's see here. Makes a good amount of money there and turns it around and goes back. I'm missing a track here. But I was like, why does Kintley Market now accept valuables? But I guess we already built a. Let's do that. We already built a bank there, so that makes sense. Now I'm kind of curious though, since we're dropping off, or we're transferring valuables from this train here to this station, will it actually show up as two different so it looks like it's just it's just showing as valuables, and then he'll take the valuables that were left at the station already, take them up to the market up here. So it seems like it's working out not too bad so far. And while this is the most efficient way to run out like a single track like that, it's kind of fun because it makes it look a little bit more realistic, because there's no way you could put a double track everywhere across a landscape. So, to me that makes a little more sense. Makes it kind of interesting. Holy cow, we actually lost money last month. That's not good. Because I didn't think about that, because I thought I saw told him to nonstop from Guntley, but if that's true and I didn't like that, I see it says nonstop to Kentburg. Oh, I guess I did it backwards. So he's thinking from Kentburg Heights is the more valuable one now. That makes more sense. So, oh well, if that's how it goes, that's fine too. I always love how the buses actually back into here before they do anything. So. Now, did he leave with anything? He did not. Because I have it set to transfer and leave empty. Full load too. Knew it wasn't perfect quite yet, but I think we got it fixed now. So we'll see how that goes. I'm kind of wondering now. Steel train is leaving. Let's see here. He's got no steel on him whatsoever. Is he even making money? He is not. Are these trains even dropping off any iron for him to make money off of? Even a better question. That would be a no, because there's no mine here anymore. I just realized that. Well, I guess we're abandoning those tracks then. I thought there was another iron mine we were pulling from. Oh, it's over here. And this one's still producing iron, so. That kind of sucks. That sucks massively. Alright, well I guess we're selling that one off. And I'm ripping up the station. I'm not going to delete the tracks, it would take too long, and it'll look abandoned. What we'll do, what we can do, we'll do some landscaping. Put some nice trees up. Make it look like it's in trees of random type here. We can just make it look like we abandoned this section of trackage. You know what? Since we have the money, I want to try something. I don't know how this is going to work, but we'll give it a try. What did that station have? Did it have a single side platform? Or did it have just the basic platforms like this? It may have. So what I'll do is number of tracks, we'll do 1. Just kind of like this, and then kind of break it up. And then we'll put some nice trees in to look, not like we're portraying somebody. We're just gonna put some smaller trees in here to look like, yeah, we had a we had a station here at one point, and then it broke up. I don't know. Maybe it looks kind of nice, so I'm okay with that. Although the steel train has some steel on it, so maybe with the steel ships, it's getting a little bit of steel now, but not a whole lot. And this guy is the goods train. That's what I thought, but it's almost completely loaded. I'm wondering, is this farm, we can actually pull like livestock and grain from there to make goods too. I'm wondering that might be another way we could at least help supplement this area over here. Oh, we have to turn it there. Let's drag it out to here. That didn't work for some reason. And then let's go ahead and delete this little river there. And then bring it up to there, and we can put our just basic gravel platform on here. Why didn't this work? I gotta remove the road first. Why do I have to move? Oh, because there actually is like a T-junction there and all that. So let's try that. There we go. We will need to put block signaling down here, but I don't think it really needs anything else. We'll need to put a depot up, of course, but that should be no issue. There's that. New vehicle. We'll use a diesel this time because I'm getting a little tired. Ooh, they have a lot more EMUs available. I'm kind of excited for that one. So hoping to use a diesel or something like that to try to look at, see, we'll kind of get the newest one. We'll just buy this one, and then it carries both grain and livestock. Do 4 grain cars, and then I think we'll have to do 4 these regular old livestock cars. Road rails, like that. Pasture cars. Trying to find the livestock. There's livestock cars. 4. And we go to this place. And then go to this place. And what I might do when this goods train, I'm going to switch this up because we're getting to what, 83. So we can have what they call intermodal containers. If you guys don't know what an intermodal is, it essentially is a standardization of how a container should be. So it's easier to fit on ships and trains and stuff like that. So I'll switch it over because I just saw that they had the European version of it. So I'll go ahead and do that as well, just to add just a little bit of, maybe modernize our fleet a little bit. While I'm thinking about it, let me go ahead and save the game, just so because I don't want it to crash again on us. So there we got. So I don't think he's going to be quite. I mean, this little lap he should have something waiting here. Yeah, so he's got plenty of grain, not a lot of livestock, but that's kind of expected. Let me pull that over here so you guys can see it a little bit better. Yeah, I've noticed. I think what's happening is that it's trying to save so much in this game that it's starting to have some issues. I've noticed that. So it might be getting time. We might have to move on. So since we're starting to get towards the end of the stream, I don't know. I might look at either one because I have both Airport CEO and Sim Airport. I think that's what we're going to play next. Just kind of continue the Tycoon Tuesday type series. So I might put a poll up just so if you guys want to vote to see which one you want to play. I'll put probably that after the stream here if you guys want to vote there. Or if you're watching on YouTube, you're more than welcome to join in as well. So yeah, I think that's what we'll do for next week. Now, if you guys are curious, I do stream 3 times a week. This week on Thursday and Friday, we will be playing Evil Genius like we did last week. We just got, I think where we got to on Evil Genius, we got to the point where we're actually moving to the second island starting on Thursday. So we'll be doing a lot of base construction and stuff like that. So if you guys are curious for that, you're more than welcome to come out. Is this train going to make it? It doesn't look like it's going to. Let's go ahead and make it headed to the depot. I'm going to put a depot up just because I don't think this train's going to make it very much longer. So I'm just going to put a depot up real quick. There we go. And depot, please. This might get rid of all of his goods, which kind of sucks, but that's okay. That's not right. I don't know why he's doing that. I really don't. All right then. Let's go ahead and get a new diesel. We'll probably use the same. Well, we might use an electric one. Let's see what we got. Type 3. These are older, so I'd like to use something a little bit newer. 1968 might be the newest one we have, so let's go ahead and do that. Go ahead and put that guy on there. We'll delete that coach. Go ahead and just get rid of all of his coaches, so that we'll probably get rid of the goods, which is unfortunate, but that's okay. We'll have to send them back. And then we'll go ahead and add on the goods as well. Those are tankers. I swear I saw them. Here they're intermodal container. They're containers. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And while we have this train pulled up, I'll make sure that he is set to carry goods. And then I'll have him go ahead and hit skip, go back to the main terminal. Yeah, so we made $1.13 million. So I think modernizing a little bit has cost us a little bit of money, but I think in the long run, this is going to help us quite a bit. So we got him going here. How's the high-speed train doing? Made almost $300,000 last year. That's pretty good. Remember, that's about, where can I put this? Okay, let's get yours there. All right, so hopefully that goods train will work out a little bit better. I mean, it's got quite a few goods there. I think that ooh, I just thought of that. That's not gonna work, is it? You see, it actually looks like he's got containers being loaded up. I think that's kind of cute. Alrighty, we'll just do something like this, and then we'll just do a basic platform like so. So now that he actually has a way to get in there, I'm gonna put a path signal in here so that he can get back into here. Let's put a path signal there and a path signal up there. So yeah, this train here doesn't make a whole lot, but this train will actually benefit better from it, I think, since why they got the highlight there for some reason. But yeah, since they this train can go back and forth faster than the other one, the iron train can, or the steel train can, makes it a little bit easier on that train. He's getting quite a bit of grain too. I'm wondering if we might need to switch out some of those livestock cars for grain cars. Might be something to benefit from. We'll see here shortly. Go ahead and send him to the depot. We're gonna. What do you mean you can't find a route to the depot? There. Go. That's not where I want him to go. There we go. I think I was trying to find a route to a different depot. That would make sense. Alright, so let's slow the timing down here. New vehicle. Let's go ahead and get rid of 2 livestock cars and then move them to the front. Then we'll go ahead and tack on just a few more green or covered hoppers. We'll do something like that. Send him back out. So I'd rather him not leave anything at this station here. If I can, even if I leave with a couple empty cars, I'm okay with that. But I would rather have that station completely empty. I mean, even still, he's not being able to hold all of them, and he's still pulling in. Thank you. Good. All right. He's still pulling in. He's got quite a few tons of grain still, but it's just there's so much there. I guess he was just not being able to take it all. I do like how I don't know if how random this is with the container color, but I do quite like how as the terrain fills up, it fills up with more and more containers. So that's pretty cool. And hopefully now that we're not just pulling steel here, we're pulling more food and stuff like that there. Yeah, I'm thinking I might just go ahead and get rid of the steel production. I mean, I know we've had it for a while, but it just seems like it's not doing much for us. How much money is this guy making? I'm really more curious. So this guy's made about $6 grand, so it's not great. I'm thinking maybe our other goods train might be or other valuable train might be making a little bit more. Yeah, not really that much, but I'm thinking it might just be the case where it's too long of a route to for the 10 tons of ore you're getting out of it. So I think we're giving it the axe. All right, so fortunately it's kind of unceremoniously just going to delete the train. The tracks are going to stay because I don't feel like tearing them up. Just like most people wouldn't. They're probably to be abandoned over time at least. And the steel train can head back to the depot. Because unfortunately I really don't have a need for it either. Which is kind of sad. We spent a lot of time setting up this network in the first stream, right at the end, and we got it going really well, and then we had a mine shut down on us, and then the other one just really stopped producing anything. So, this station, this freight station here, is pretty much not, is going to be just sitting here, unfortunately, because this line is already been terminated. This one we've abandoned, and then the steel plant out to Putnam Ridge is pretty much done for. So now the only way we're getting into this factory is to actually get the food and grain there. So it looks like our containers just dropped off. Kind of curious how much he made. I made about $66,000. You know, it's not bad at all. As long as we can keep that factory supplied, it's kind of the other issue. I'm trying to like maybe that we can get a second farm going up here to help make up for the loss of the steel train. Might not be the worst idea in the world. Let's go ahead and do it. This is kind of probably that'll be one of the last things we do today. But that's okay. We'll do something like this. We'll level out the landscape here. Okay, build this there. Oh, that's not what I need. Let's go ahead and nuke it because I don't feel like building a bridge there. I'll just slow us down. Could we could use something like this to, let's bring this out to here. I'll put a path signal up over here. That is path signal. And so now both trains can use that one platform without really having to interfere with each other. Oh, Proton Bridge is going to allow me to demolish that house. If I have to put up 1,000,000 trees, I will. There we go. Now I gotta figure out how I want to connect these two up. So across here, probably delete that river. That's almost 50 grand right there. So I want to even all. That's not what I wanted to do. I wanted to do that. That'll become a nice little slope there. I'm going to back up just the line just a little bit so that here, just so I get a little bit smoother curve and it's not just a 45 into a 90-degree turn. That's what I thought. So let me connect the last little bit here. And remove the excess track there. Go ahead and get put the depot right next to the river here. Just make it look kind of nice. Put it there, there, and there. And then we'll do the same thing over here. If I'd have thought I'd done this a little bit earlier, I probably would have saved that one locomotive and used it on this line, but oh well. Wasn't really thinking that far ahead. We do have this new Class 58. Ooh, I think we need to use a new Class 58. We'll do 2 livestock cars like we did last time. We'll do 3. 1, 2, 3. And then we'll do the welded covered hoppers. Ooh, we're getting London Underground now. I don't know why I'd ever use those because they're probably relatively slow. Just because they're not built for high, kind of the network we're building here. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We'll do 10. He's going to go to here and then go to that station there. So I'm starting to recognize some of these trains a little bit. I do know like the Class 80s and the Class 60s, stuff like that. So I do know a little bit about some of these. So we might, I might understand some of these a little bit better. Just made just over $1 million last year. It's pretty good. So it's still, so that train's actually finally making money. We're not getting alerts that saying, hey, you're losing tons of money on these little services. Like, I don't really care. Man, that's producing a lot more livestock than grain. So this is odd. I don't know. Sometimes things are, they produce way more livestock than they do grain. The other ones produce more grain than livestock. Yeah, so that's way more livestock than this one does. And this one must just do a ton of grain. about 144 tons. Seems about right. So I may have a bit of overkill on the old grain cars there, but that's okay. So it looks like we're hopefully this. I'm gonna see how this one's doing. I might have to add more livestock cars to this guy because I don't quite think that this will hold 30. Okay, that only holds 30, so he still has capacity for 90 cows. So he's gonna fill up with quite a few of them, but I don't think he's gonna quite be full. So he's about a quarter of the way full though. It's not too bad. So there's our goods train heading out. So I think what we'll do to wrap up the stream here, we're just gonna walk through, kind of go from north to south, just kind of following the routes here. So at the very north here, we do have our iron ore docks. These iron ore here, just we're taking it down towards the other to the steel factory, which I just realized we got rid of that train. That could be an issue. So we might have to restart that service if we ever come back to this. So, and we just built this line up here to these two farms to bring it down to the Protonham Ridge South factory that produces goods for. We only send them to Gunley right now, but Little Chunt Hill is the top end of our network for our passenger services. It also connects to Goldington, which both these towns were really small when we started. They're like 900 people. They're already at 2,300 and 2,600 respectively. We come down here to the main branch. This is kind of a lot of abandoned tracks now from Benfield Market Woods. We probably do need to restart that steel train, but I'm not that concerned with it right this second. And so come down here to Kentburg. Kentburg is a nice, just little passenger station that branches off. Has a branch over to Brenfield Market, which is becoming massive, and over to Mutbourne, just as a nice commuter line. Then the main line is kind of split here. I'll follow with the rest of it up here in a second. This is our main line coming across here, over to Kentley Market, then down into one of the abandoned ore mines, and into our big Daltburg, which I've kind of just smitten, or just kind of left alone because they've kind of made me a little upset. And down into Gunley Central, which is now a city of over 11,000, almost 12,000 people. This is where our main stops are. We actually can watch the goods train come in like we ended the last episode with. Watch and see how much money we make here. Should be quite a bit of money, I would suspect. About $55,000. I'll take that all day. And we'll follow the commuter lines up here. So this route up here, we really didn't have much in the way of. This is a lot less busy line. There's an oil train that comes up from Guntley over to Brenfield West's oil refineries and up to Funworth. We've got a couple commuter trains that run along this line, but the main one is we do have this is kind of our second main branch up past the Broadham uranium mine, which is taken over to a power plant over by Daltburg, which is like the only thing I will supply to Daltburg anymore is power. Come over here to the Broadham Junction. Broadham Junction is another branch, starts another branch line out to places like Grandfield Central, which has turned from a little village into a pretty big town. And over up to Cuborn Central, which has grown, almost doubled in size. This has almost tripled in size since we actually started moving passengers to and from it. Continuing along the main line, we are coming across here over to Drenfield Bourne, which is a smaller station, a smaller town, really. Not too much goes on here. What is this guy doing? He went back and forth on the platform, dropped people off. Then over to Renfield. These are two smaller stations which we do serve via a mail train. So they hopefully should grow, relatively quickly in this area. If you look here, I mean, the town's growing every 142 days. Drenfield Downs is about the same size. And then we can go over here back over to Benfield Market, which is growing every 19 days, which is massive. And then the line finally terminates over here at Mutbourne. There was plans to continue it on. That's why there's a road bridge here. But never quite got to there. And then this is also where the ships drop off that iron from the original overview and drops it off over here. We'll go ahead and we'll get the steel train going back again. I don't think, since we're ending it really kind of here for today and maybe for next week as well. Probably don't need this, but I figured, at least we'll do the right thing and make sure we have all of our services going like they should be. Steel open wagons. That does look tiny. I don't really want to use those since they're so small. Did we get something else while I was complaining about that? I don't see anything new. So the speed link wagons we can convert to 1, 2, 3, 4, and then speed link open wagons 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll just kind of mix these in together, something like that. We'll do another open wagon on the front here. And then we'll want to make sure that thing's set to steel. And then we'll have him go to Brentfield Market Woods and then over to the factory over here just to help kind of fulfill what we were doing. Because there's not much steel. I mean, there's still being some steel produced there, but not a whole lot. So yeah, that kind of wraps up our walkthrough of our route, and we're going to wrap up the stream right here because it is about 4 o'clock now. So let me go ahead and we'll save the game up. I'll pause it and just kind of talk to you guys just for a moment here. Save that. Pause the game and I'll get it over to the main camera here. So guys, thanks for coming out again today. This is, I think, stream number 10, so that's pretty kind of cool. However, actually tomorrow, it would be March 25th, will be the 1 month since I actually started doing this. So that is pretty cool. I didn't think I would make it to 1 month. I think that was kind of only the plan, is to do like maybe 8 streams. I got a couple more in there, and got quite a few. I had 10 followers. Doesn't seem like a lot, but in a month that seems pretty good. So I'm happy about that. I'm looking forward to doing this for a little bit while longer. I was going to only do this for a month, but I think I'm gonna try it out for a little bit longer because I've actually been it's been going really well. So I thank you guys for that as well. I've met quite a few good people through the games we've played here, and I think it'd be kind of fun. So for those of you who don't know, I do stream every week on Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. Tuesdays is now unofficially called Tycoon Tuesdays. So we'll be playing games like we played like Roller Coaster Tycoon, Open TTD. We're going to be playing either Sim Airport or Airport CEO next week, and just games like that, just to have some fun. Just kind of different, just to play some older games, some maybe games that aren't quite as popular, but are still quite fun to do as a tycoon simulation, things like that. On Thursday and Friday, however, we are playing Evil Genius for now. Evil Genius is a world domination simulator. Think about you're playing like as Dr. No from James Bond, or like Dr. Evil, things like that. And we actually are about halfway through the game right now, so if you guys want to check that out, great time. We usually have quite a few people watching. There's a lot of fans of that game, so that was a fun stream to come out to. And if you miss any streams, if you enjoyed what you saw here, if you look in the just the very bottoms right below the screen here, there's a link to my YouTube channel. All my streams are archived there, so if you're curious about Evil Genius or the Roller Coaster Tycoon streams, they're all on there for you guys to enjoy. and they will stay up there for at least a while longer, as long as we can do this, that is. So yeah, guys, thanks for coming out today. I really appreciated chatting with you guys, and enjoyed the time. And I hope to see you guys on Thursday for some Evil Genius. You guys stay safe out there, stay healthy, stay inside, and you guys have a great day.